it with music, beautiful music. Hello, I'm Fred Miller, and here is my co-conspirator Clyde, here always right at the very beginning, whether or not this is unrehearsed. This is, of course, a lecture in song and about Frank Loesser, a very formidable figure. But before we go into him, a little bit about me. I was born in Albuquerque, had a great classical piano teacher, really into the classics and opera and all that. And then right on my 13th birthday, the Beatles arrived in America, and my musical taste expanded to include the great rock songs of the 60s. That would go on through high school until the summer after I graduated. A friend showed me an ad about a big rock festival taking place in upstate New York. It was right after high school. We were up for an adventure, so I said, let's go, and we went from New Mexico, hitchhiking most of the way, to the Woodstock Festival. I even managed to show up very prominently in the poster. But that was it for rock music. That was the peak of the rock age, and I wasn't interested in being a rock musician. Didn't think I was cut out to be a classical musician either. I went to college very briefly, then left and traveled around the country, finally ended up in Greenwich Village. At some point, somebody gave me an album of Ella Fitzgerald singing Cole Porter, and that is it. Gershwin, Porter, Kern, Rogers, Berlin, Fred Astaire, Judy Garland, Ethel Merman, Frank Sinatra, Bing Crosby, the whole grand field of American popular song. I knew this was going to be my music, and I came up with the format of a lecture in song, each one being a profile of a great personality or some aspect of American popular song. Started with 6 programs, now I have 75 to date, and all described in detail at fredmillermusic.com. This program, well, I started with the songwriters way back when, and this is one of the great songwriters. No less than Frank Loesser, the man who wrote Where's Charlie?, How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying, Most Happy Fella, and most impressively, Guys and Dolls. The innumerable Hollywood and Tin Pan Alley standards as well. This was a very unique personality, very brash, first-rate businessman, a genuine sort of self-styled, created kind of personality, real eccentric, kind of a D's and Do's guys, very much like those Damon Runyon characters that he, of course, based Guys and Dolls on. Anyway, let's start with when Frank was a lyricist here. A trio of Hoagie Carmichael tunes from late 30s when he just had arrived in Hollywood. Here it is. Every kid that ever sat at a piano knows this one. Heart and soul, I fell in love with you, lost control, the way a fool would do gladly, because you held me tight and stole a kiss in the moonlight. Heart and soul, I begged to be adored, lost control, and tumble overboard gladly. The magic night we kissed there in the moon mist. Oh, but your lips were thrilling, much too thrilling. Never before were mine so strangely willing. But now I see what one embrace can do. Look at me, it's got me loving you madly. That little kiss you stole held all my heart and soul. Crosby, Frau Fry strutting by the blue room. Small fry should be in the schoolroom. My, put down that cigarette. You ain't a grown up high and mighty yet. Small fry dancing for a penny. Small fry counting up how many. My, just listen here to me. You ain't the biggest catfish in the sea. You practice pecking all day long to some old radio song. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. You better listen to your pa and someday practice the law, and then you'll be a real success, yes. Small fry kissed the neighbor's daughter. Small fry should stay in shallow water. Seems I should take you across my knee. You ate the biggest catfish in the sea. You got your feet all soaking wet. You'd be the death of me yet. Oh me, oh my, small fry. Well, what's good for Crosby? Good for hope. Here we are, out of cigarettes, holding hands and yawning. Look how late it gets. Two sleepy people by dawn's early light, and too much in love to say goodnight. Here we are, in a cozy chair, picking on a wishbone from the Frigidaire. Two sleepy people with nothing to say, and too much in love to break away. Do you remember the nights we used to linger in the hall? Father didn't like me at all. Do you remember the reason why we married in the fall? To rent this little nest and get a bit of rest. Well, here we are, just about the same. Foggy little fella, drowsy little dame. Two sleepy people by dawn's early light, and too much in love to say goodnight. Well, from these you get the essential Frank Loesser. Very romantic, aggressive, sly, clever, creative, every inch the consummate American urban poet, I'd say. He fashioned himself as being the very hard-drinking, hard-smoking, hard-living, cussing sort of type of guy, you know. Did he come from the Lower East Side? Oh, no, anything but. In fact, he was born in 1910 to Julia and Henry Loesser. They were, you know, modest middle-class people, grocers, but very, very pretentious when it came